Well, we're getting close to being finished now. Um, I've got to cut down a little bit on his cheek here to match this other side. I'm going to put a little more detail in these crockett shapes and clean up the general area. And then the last thing we'll do is we'll put his eyes in, and then I think I'm probably going to maybe put a little tooth texture in here just to add some variety of tooling. And then the overall thing will be pretty much done. I'll sand the edges a little bit, and I think then we'll be done. And this is not going to go into a building, probably. It could. Probably wind up sitting on a bookshelf or something. But one thing I wanted to point out, outside in the weather, if you're doing outside carvings, it's important to try to keep in mind that you don't want to make any area where water is going to collect and sit. Because especially in the northern part of our country here, we have this freeze-thaw cycle. So water can get in there, get trapped in there, and then all of a sudden we got a freeze situation, and eventually you're going to have some breakage. So the idea is to make some nice shadows, but try not to create any places where water's going to pool. Trying to get a few details in with something that's a little less aggressive. So we have a little traditional tool and a little teeny hammer. Just trying to create some detail without breaking something. This is his little thumb wrapped around in sort of a fist shape. He's probably gonna... Not sure why he's got his fist, but maybe he's whatever it is. But what I want to do now is I'm going to attempt to put his eyes in, and I think there's one right here. Can make it a little bigger. And there's another one right here. He's kind of a menacing little bugger. He's up to no good. He's probably gonna just pretend like he's tough. I think that's pretty much it. I'm gonna maybe give him some definition around his nose, and we'll give him some nostrils. That's kind of how you create life in any kind of a carving of a creature or a person. You want to create some shadow in his in his breathing, his mouth and his eyes, and then that kind of breathes life into the carving. And you got to be careful, especially in here with the nose area. Just kind of peck away at it. This is kind of a rounded tool. It's got a pointy edge. When I worked at the cathedral, I used to call it a veining tool, and we would take it up these crockets and give it some lineage, and I'll probably do that later. Well, that's basically it for this little guy. I'm going to dig out around him, clean things up a little bit, try and put a little more detail in these crockets, and that's going to be it. If you'd like to see more about stone carving and buildings with stone and unusual features in masonry, tune into my YouTube channel, Wayne Ferree.